I've got the camera set up. The garage isn't that wide, so I can't really do a long shot. So here we go. This is about making more money for one click. One click to extra riches. No, I think the best way of putting it is unlock Sony DVD players. Sell them region free for extra profits. It's averaged for me at about £10 a time. These very small ones, you don't make £10 more. You make about £7 or £8 extra, because I'm used to selling these for 13, possibly 14 plus delivery. Well, currently I sold my last one of these. This, by the way, is a, let me just close that and I'll show you. It's a Sony DVP SR170. There's a big long list of Sony players that you can change over to region 3 or region 0, which will play all regions. I'll just show you how it's done. First of all, we'll put a, just so that you know it's definitely region 2, I'm going to put my 15 certificate, region 2, Ghost in the Shell in. It's on the back. Do you know, it doesn't say it's region 2. It doesn't say it's region 2 on the back. That's a bit weird, isn't it? They all normally say region 2, don't they? Anyway, it is. And as you can see, it's starting to play. Let's face it, wouldn't say 15 on if it was region 1. So there we go. That's playing region 1. Let's put that there. It's actually up for sale, so we'll put it, look after it. Here's a region 1 DVD, but actually that's my testing one. It's a bit scratched. I got some fresh region 1. Can you see that it's NTSC? Men in Black. We'll put it in there. Close it. And by the way, the remote's working fine, so we'll press play. Playback prohibited by area limitations. Okay. Eject. That's because it's not region 2. So what you can buy now is one of these. Doesn't look like much, and it isn't much. It's just a chip, an infrared LED, and a button. Obviously there's a battery tray, so you can put batteries in it. You put one there, you put one there. We'll cover the back end up so you can see it lights up 5 times, so you know it's worked. Let's close that. Okay, there's nothing in there. It has to be turned off because this immediately turns it on, starts it up, and puts a special code into it, like so. There you are, it's turned on. You have to leave it for at least 10 seconds on to sort out its firmware, and then you turn it off. Unplug it, which is just over here on the right that you can't see. Leave it another 10 seconds. I think it's 5 seconds to turn it off, 10 seconds to unplug it. Now the reason it's unplugged is even when there's no light on and it's on standby, i.e. turned off, if it's plugged in, it's still leaching some power, and those powers don't set or unset the firmware. So it's been 10 seconds or so. We plug it back in, turn it back on. Actually, I think you might have to hold it down on this one. And now we'll put this Region 1 NTSC back into it. Don't know why I'm using this and then that. Now it's loading. And there we go. Now it's playing an NTSC disc. I may have told you this recently. If it's a flat screen TV, it will play NTSC straight into the back of it as though it was a PAL, and it won't make any difference. Right, that's enough of that. We don't want a copyright strike. I don't think that that amount of soundtrack will make any difference. There we go. Now, I've said this one's the one that I've been using, and I've been using a different remote. This remote is the one I recently just bought, and we'll come to the reason shortly. Right, just to show you it's not a fluke, I'm going to do another one. Right, so that went from being worth 12 to 13 pounds, 14 at a push. I have been getting 14 pound for the nice clean ones with the remote, up to 20 pounds. So 7 pound to maybe 6 pound extra profit on that one for clicking that button. This button once, and then just have to change the title. Well, actually, I've already changed the title on that one. And there's another one that I've got to do that's already been listed. It's a Sony DVD 170, so I won't show you that one again. And there's another one I picked up, Sony DVP SR 170. Doesn't have a remote yet. I will buy a remote for it. So that cost me £2 without a remote. I think that one cost me £3 with a remote. Right, what we're going to do next is this one. Now this is a Sony Blu-ray player. Very nice indeed. No SCART, it's an HDMI output, and it's got a LAN socket. This is an expensive piece of kit, but you know. So there's my SCART socket. I mean, my HDMI. It's a bit bigger, and it's a bit more expensive, and it's a different remote. Where's the other remote? Here we go. Blu-ray. They always have the blue buttons on the Blu-rays, and it actually says BD. There we go. So we'll open it up. That's assuming it opens up. We'll put Men in Black in. I did test this to make sure it wasn't region free before the video, and when you press play here, it takes its time. Sorry about the delay. If it's loads of time, I'll cut it out. Ah, there we are. Playback prohibited by region code. Fair enough. So let's get rid of the disc. One thing about this is you do have to take the disc out. Did you see it was trying to connect to the internet there and get the grace note, which is something to do with copyright. I'm not sure. Right, I close it up. Again, it has to be turned off. Again, we get the remote, same codes, or whatever's been put into this little chip. Genius person who's done it, taken all the codes that used for Sony's and put them into this little chip. And that's why I think it flashes 5 times. So it's turned off, no signal. We press it. Not sure where the remote button is, but I think if I'm this far back, it should be fine. We press it. It flashes 5 times. And nothing's happened. It hasn't turned on, has it? We'll turn it off. We'll see whether it's made a difference. That's turned it on, hasn't it? That's not good enough. I'll unplug it. I may have to do this one again. I may have pointed it at the wrong spot. I don't know where the remote button is on this. I mean, the eye is going to be behind one of these bits. So it's not going to work, is it? It's not plugged in. Right, we plugged it in. It's been 10 seconds. Turns on by itself, I think. Yeah, that could be an issue. However, we'll see. It may have done it and I haven't noticed. Okay, so we'll open it up and put this in. So this, as we know, is region code, no signal. This is region 1 NTSC. And we'll see what it says now. Don't know what this envelope's doing there. That's what the remote came in, isn't it? Okay, so it's trying to load. It's thinking about it. It seems to be a lot slower than the other one. And there we are. I was wrong. I was wrong to doubt it. It's been unlocked. It just didn't give any indication that it had been on. Fantastic. Yeah, we'll stop it there. And there we have it.